Life on the road with Black Sabbath was never easy in the beginning, and no one knows that better than Ozzy Osbourne. The Prince of Darkness recently opened up about how one unforgettable moment from their earliest tours is forever tied to a Beatles classic that gave the struggling band comfort when they needed it most. It was the late 1960s, and Sabbath were stuck in a freezing winter residency in Zurich, Switzerland. Money was so tight that Ozzy and the rest of the band had to share a single cigarette between all four of them just to get by. They were exhausted, broke, and painfully homesick as Christmas drew closer. But there was one shining light during those difficult nights: George Harrison's masterpiece, Something, from Abbey Road, the same track that John Lennon once declared the best song on the album. Ozzy described the scene in detail. The band cramped inside a van, winding through the snowy Alps on their way back home, while Harrison's tender ballad echoed on the radio again and again. "That song takes me right back to those days," Ozzy confessed. "We were cold, broke, and missing home. But every time that song played, it gave us a strange kind of hope. It reminded us that the struggle would be worth it." For Ozzy, who had always idolized the Beatles, this wasn't just another song. It became the soundtrack to Black Sabbath's earliest survival, a reminder that even during their lowest moments, music had the power to heal. But Ozzy's connection to the Beatles didn't stop in Zurich. Decades later, he almost accidentally stole a track from none other than Paul McCartney himself. After hearing the song Fine Line in a Lexus commercial, Ozzy thought, "Bloody hell, that's a brilliant tune. Maybe I'll use it." What he didn't realize at first was that the track was actually McCartney's own work. Thankfully, a sound engineer who worked with both men warned him just in time. Instead of being offended, Paul McCartney sent Ozzy a playful letter that completely caught him off guard. The note simply said, "Thanks for not nicking Fine Line, Ozzy." For Osbourne, who grew up worshipping the Beatles, that moment was surreal. "You couldn't wipe the smile off my face for days," he admitted in his memoir. That cheeky letter not only gave him one of his happiest memories, but also sparked an unlikely friendship with one of his biggest heroes. From being flat broke and shivering in a van with just one cigarette to swapping emails and inside jokes with Paul McCartney, Ozzy's journey proves one thing: rock and roll history isn't just about the big concerts and the gold records. It's also about those small human moments that show how even legends like Ozzy still get starstruck by their idols. And maybe, just maybe, that's why his stories still resonate today. They're not just tales of fame and fortune. They're reminders of how music can save you when nothing else can.